Good morning. I'm Hassan Giordano, and this is your DMV Daily Dose for Friday, December 13th, 2019.
It's currently cloudy and 34 degrees in Baltimore. Expect rain starting in the morning. Temperatures are heading up from 33 degrees to 48 tonight.
Congratulations to the AFC leading Baltimore Ravens, who jumped all over the Jets last night, 42-21, securing their second straight AFC North Division title and winning their 10th straight game to take them to a 12-2 record. Of course, MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson broke Michael Vick's single-season record for a rushing quarterback in a season with 1,103 yards thus far with 2 games left in the season. He also tied his single-season record of 5 passing touchdowns, bringing the Ravens within 1 victory of securing the AFC's top seed, meaning that the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC will have to go through Baltimore down at the bank. The Baltimore Brewers reported on Philip Westry, a public interest attorney, being fired from his job at the Maryland Center for Legal Assistance because he's running for Baltimore City Council. Westry, who is challenging 12th District Councilman Robert Stokes in the April 28th Democratic primary, says he can't be fired for seeking political office. Backed by his union, he's in contract arbitration right now with Maryland Legal Aid, of which MCLA is a wholly owned subsidiary. Now, Maryland Legal Aid said his campaign could conflict with his work as a public interest attorney, according to documents Westry provided the Brew. His former employer won't say why Westry was terminated, saying, quote, Philip Westry no longer works here. That was said by Philip Stillman, head of human resources, in a phone conversation. Now, Stillman said Westry was hired in August 2017 and fired on April 29th, 2019. He declined to explain, however, Maryland Legal Aid's policy on employees running for office. Now, the Brew is also reporting on a new book suggesting that the former Baltimore home of band leader Cab Calloway might also be a civil rights landmark and may have temporarily saved the city-owned building from a wrecking ball. The latest twist in the saga of the 2216 Drew Hill Avenue establishment came Tuesday when the members of the Commission for Historical and Architectural Preservation, known as CHAP, said that they will ask Housing Commissioner Michael Braverman for a 90-day deferment of plans to tear down the house. Their decision was based on new information, not yet verified, that the property may have been home to Andrew J. Reed, a former president of the United Mutual Brotherhood of Liberty, one of the earliest civil rights organizations in the nation and a precursor to the National Afro-American League and the NAACP. Now, Reed was also the grandfather of Cab Calloway and his older sister, Blanche, who was also a musician and a bandleader. CHAP wants 90 days to determine whether Reed actually lived there and doesn't want the building, one of a derelict block of city-owned row houses, knocked down beforehand. Maryland Matters is reporting that the Maryland State Senate is looking very different coming in 2020. The changes will begin at the rostrum, where incoming Senate President, Senator Bill Ferguson, will serve as president, and Senator Melanie Griffin, a Democrat from Prince George's County, will serve as president pro tem. The pair, aged 36 and 56 respectively, will replace long-serving Senate President Thomas Mike Miller, a Democrat from Calvert County who's 77 years old, and President pro tem Catherine Klossmeyer, a Democrat from Baltimore County who's 69 years old. Half of the Senate's 4 primary committees will have new leaders next year, and 3 will have new vice chairmanships. Ferguson has chosen Senator Guy Guzman, a Democrat from Howard County, to chair the Budget and Taxation Committee. He replaces Senator Nancy King, a Democrat from Montgomery County as well, who remains a member of the panel and will replace Guzman as majority leader. Senator James Rosapepe, a Democrat from Prince George's County, moves up to vice chair of the budget panel, while Senator Paul Pinsky, a Democrat from Prince George's County, continues on as chairman of Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs Committee, with Senator Cheryl Kagan, a Democrat from Montgomery County, winning a promotion to vice chair. If you get the pattern, yes, Montgomery County and Prince George's County served well in these leadership positions. Now, Senator Will Smith of Montgomery County will chair the Judicial Proceedings Committee in 2020, moving up from vice chair, while Senator Jeff Waldsteiner, a Democrat from Montgomery County, moves up to vice chair of JPR. In fact, the Senate Finance Committee is the only committee that returns in 2020 with the same exact leadership duo it had in 2019, with Senator Dolores Kelly, a Democrat from Baltimore County, as chairwoman, and Senator Brian Feldman, a Democrat from Montgomery County, as vice chair. Senator Susan Lee of Montgomery County will continue to serve as majority whip. The incoming Senate president has chosen Senator Craig Zucker, a Democrat from Montgomery County, to lead the Democratic caucus, and Senator Antonio Hayes from the 40th District here in the city of Baltimore to serve as caucus vice chair. Now, Senator Joanne Benson, Democrat from Prince George's County, will remain chairwoman of the Senate Rules, while Senator Ronald Young, a Democrat from Frederick County, will stay on as head of the Executive Nominations Committee. And Senator Ferguson seemed to have listened to my gripes all through last year that not a single Baltimore City senator served on the very important Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs Committee, which oversees elections, redistricting issues, along with health, education, and environmental matters. Now, with redistricting upcoming and the election fiasco we saw here in the city of Baltimore, it was imperative that we get a member from Baltimore City on that committee. And the incoming Senate president has now put Senator Mary Washington from the 43rd District on that committee, moving her over from JPR. Now, the Baltimore Sun is reporting on a veteran Baltimore police sergeant criminally charged with forcibly arresting a bystander without justification in May, who has now been indicted on 32 additional counts of false imprisonment, assault, and misconduct in office based on a, quote, pattern and practice of harassment and intimidation that prosecutors identified by viewing past body camera footage. Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby announced this just yesterday. The indictment, handed down by a grand jury, alleges that Sergeant Ethan Newberg, 49 years old, did knowingly, intentionally, and unlawfully harass, detain, and assault citizens who were engaged in lawful conduct for the improper purposes of dominating, intimidating, and instilling fear in them between July 2018 and May of this year. Now, Newberg ignored his training as a police officer and the policies of the department, according to the indictment, and repeatedly stopped, accosted, intimidated, harassed, and threatened people without probable cause in at least 9 separate incidents. Quote, several of Newberg's unlawful detentions and assaults occurred as a direct result of citizens sitting or standing idly nearby as Newberg was conducting other police business, causing no disturbance nor creating any threat to Newberg or his colleagues. Several occurred as citizens openly, from a distance, called into question what Newberg was doing to or with another citizen. Others occurred when citizens attempted to video record what Newberg was doing to or with another citizen. The indictment continues. More will come, I'm sure, of this story. I'm your man, Mr. Politics, and this has been your DMV Daily Dose for Friday, December 13th, 2019. That's right, it's Friday the 13th. But for more information on the articles that I've mentioned, just go on over to our website at DMVDailyNews.